Who knows how the weather may affect high school football games in Hampton Roads tomorrow night, but let's take a look at this week's Recruit757.com top 10. And you have to begin with Ocean Lakes and Virginia Beach. The Dolphins, even without their suspended coach Chris Scott on the field, not only locally ranked, but the number 6 team in the nation in this week's USA Today Top 25. Ocean Lakes is the defending 6A state champions, and Lake Taylor is the defending 4A champions. And after winning their first 3 games on the road, Lake Taylor will play its first home game tomorrow night at number 3. One of the best defensive teams I have seen in years, Indian River, followed by Hampton. That was before their big win tonight. And perennial local powerhouse Oscar Smith. The back 5, Western Branch, Norview, Lafayette, Bayside, and Coxon. For a look at a couple of the big games that we're going to feature on Friday Night Flights, let's bring in the editor of Recruit 757, Andy Hilton.
Game number 1 is Western Branch at Kings Fork. Kings Fork just dropped out of our top 10 last week after a loss to Indian River. They played a fantastic first half, fell off, and lost by a score of 50-21. Western Branch totally manhandled Great Bridge, cruising 65-0. Western Branch moves up our poll a little bit, but they're certainly going to be challenged by Kings Fork. Our number 2 game of the week, Norview at Lake Taylor. Norview has been strong. They lost. They stumbled against Highland Springs, but they've beaten the other teams they've been scheduled against. Lake Taylor will certainly be a test for them. Norview loves to air it out. Lake Taylor runs the veer, and they love to just run over people and challenge them defensively to throw the ball on them. Last week they faced Northeastern and struggled, had to pull out the game late. So it's going to be interesting to see how Lake Taylor bounces back in a game that should be one of their bigger challenges on the year. Number 3, which could also be called number 1 in terms of the challenge that's presented. So these are in no specific order. Indian River at Grassfield. Grassfield is undefeated. Indian River is undefeated. Indian River had Jaquan Yulee come back last week at linebacker, who was serving a 2-game suspension. He played extremely well in the second half against Kings Fork and has proven that he's a force. There are a lot of stars on Indian River. They're expected to do big things this year. And Grassfield is perhaps the flip side of that, with a little bit of star power and a wide receiver like Grant Holloway, but they have not stumbled a bit this year, and they've gone undefeated as well. It's going to be a big matchup in Chesapeake when Indian River visits Grassfield.